Hello and welcome back to another episode of I Hate Golf. It's awesome. My name is Caleb. He is Mark. We are coming to you today from Olde Trail Golf Club in Florence, South Carolina. As always, it is a wet and rainy Sunday. We've kind of had a bit of a washout this weekend, unfortunately. So we had a little bit of play yesterday. Some people braved the elements,
very little, but yeah,
and got out there. But yeah, it's a bit of a wash this weekend. But it does mean we get to sit down and talk a little bit. If you can hear it in my voice, I'm a little under the weather, so I will do my best to not cough directly into the mic, or at least try to edit it out afterwards. But how you doing?
Doing all right.
Good.
Yeah, the whole East Coast is kind of getting hit right now.
Yeah. I had to run down to Florida a couple days ago, so I got to experience it down there, drive all the way back through it, and then it met me here. So yeah, it definitely could be worse. I saw the beach already has about 7 to 8 inches, with possibly double that happening today. We're kind of on the edge of it, but we're getting a lot of water out there. So,
and of course, it was a weekend.
Yeah. If this was a Monday, Tuesday, it'd be fine. But yeah, happening on a weekend is obviously rough. But weather-based business, there's not a lot, unless we want to open a bowling alley out here somewhere. There's not a lot we can do about it. So
don't mention that.
Yeah.
People will be calling. Did you open a bowling alley?
Yeah, it's funny how word spreads so fast. But no, I just thought we'd sit down. We're doing these, I don't think back-to-back weeks, but we're doing it more than we normally do. So what do you have to talk about today?
Oh, my. Well, I do want to say one thing. It's like last time you asked me about, was this my Ryder Cup hat? And I said, no, but actually it is. We had a North-South Ryder Cup format, and this was the hat that everyone got. Yeah. So it's like, yeah,
it just wasn't the Team USA official. Right. You were trying to distance yourself from that, understandably. But no, yeah, the Puma did those for us, and they did a really good job. But yeah, that was a fun event. I think we're going to try to do another one of those eventually, aren't we?
Yes. Yeah, everyone enjoyed it. And again, scheduling is always, people miss them and they're disappointed. So
right.
We'll do it again. In fact, we're trying to, it's the type of year when it's like, okay, you're getting into better weather and people want to be out and do, even though you lose daylight real soon. It's like, oh my gosh, the days are awesome. High 70s, overnight mid 50s. It's just great golf weather. So people are, that's why we've, every Saturday this month, the junior golf program in the morning on Saturdays, that we're doing that, a free program for the kids. We just did a members lesson series on Saturday, and we're doing some other stuff. It's just, and trying to create activities where, hey, everybody wants to get out, so let's create some things for them to do. Right.
Yeah, maybe I should make this the breakout video explaining a little bit of the Saturday schedule. I think we had a little bit of confusion with the Saturday morning scramble at 9 o'clock. The Saturday morning scramble is just, it's 9 holes, and we have tee times, and the course is totally open for play. We don't close the course. It's not.
People are like, oh, there's a scramble Saturday, we can't go play.
It's not 40 team full course closed shot. No. It's 9 holes. If you want to come out and play, we'll have 6 to 8 or 10 teams and stuff like that. But no, the course is fully open for play. We don't have to shut down the course for that.
And the reason we do that is because we lost Tuesday night daylight, and we do 9 o'clock 9 holes because a lot of times people want to go home and watch football games. Right. So a lot of the guys stay and play the second 9. Yeah. So you have that option as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we have that still going at 9 o'clock every Saturday. Like you said, the kids programs at 9:45, and then we did, because of the rain yesterday, we didn't do anything yesterday, but we do have the ladies clinic, the free ladies clinic at 11 o'clock next Saturday. So.
Oh, okay.
You didn't remember that?
I didn't.
That's fine. I'll put stuff out about that. But yeah, that's the schedule for Saturday. The scramble is ongoing. So yeah, come out and I think you said you were going to try to do 2-man teams, 3-man teams. It just depends on how many sign up.
Yeah, it's pretty laid back.
Yeah.
It's like, especially, if you have your own group, sign up as your group. That's fine too, and we'll figure it out.
But if you're a
from there.
single, you're welcome to just
Absolutely.
come out and we'll pair you up with
And
someone.
we have both.
Yeah.
Based on who's involved. So yeah, it's not. It's not really a strict hardcore thing. It's just getting a group to play with and get to play in a scramble and have some fun and, maybe win something.
Yeah.
So that's always fun.
Cool.
But no, yeah, and talking about asking me what's going on or what I want to talk about or all that stuff, it's like now that kind of rebooted the junior program and doing some more of that, some more instruction. I've done a couple of private lessons recently and having a little more time to do that now. Yeah. People are always talking about their golf swings, and like I said, we see them from the clubhouse swinging the club, and it's just, and I was thinking about it, it's like a couple of people in the last week or two, they're talking about their golf swings and they ask me questions. And the conclusion I've come to is, in watching people, when it comes to golf instruction, most people just are trying to swing the golf club too fast and trying to hit the golf ball too hard. And you can tell that because they're typically losing their balance when they swing the golf club. You should never lose your balance when you swing a golf club. Right. It's like you never watch a tour player fall over after they swing, or end up on one leg or on their back leg, right leg or left leg, whichever it is. But it's like, it's just like, that's why I started telling people, and not necessarily slow down, but try to smooth it out. Because in anything you do, no matter what activity, balance is required. You have to be able to keep your balance to do something well. And I look time and time again, people are always losing their balance. So start by just backing down a little bit and trying to get more control. And then it's like, well, I want to hit a long way. Okay, as you get better at swinging a golf club, guess what happens? Your club head speed gets faster because you're better at it. Meaning, you never have to try to swing harder. You never have to try to speed up. As you get better at performing that, it gets faster. Just like in anything else you do. Anything else you do that you repeat, as you get better at doing it, you get faster without really thinking, okay, I'm going to get faster today. You just get better at it. And that's true of the golf swing. And it's something I've emphasized more recently that I've always taught, but I truly see the value of it, especially if, joking the other day with someone, it's, okay, what 15 videos did you watch today? Yeah. And that's kind of there might be one of those videos that helped you, right, but now you have 9 of them in your head. Right. And if that didn't work immediately, guess what you do? You jump to the next one. So to me, it's especially today with all the information and instruction out there, just get back to some of the basic root elements. And one of them is keeping your balance. Start there. Start from there, and then you have a building block. It's as I teach the kids, it's like golf swing, learning how to swing a golf club is creating building blocks. Just like in math. If you don't learn the basics, you're not going to be really good at algebra that I can attest to in high school. So golf's the same way. If you don't have those basic elements as a foundation, you're going to have a lot of trouble no matter what. You're going to go out someday and you're going to have great hand-eye coordination, and boy, it's like, I'm really doing okay. And then guess what happens the next time? It's gone. It disappeared because you don't have those foundational issues resolved. Right. So that's, it's, in fact, that's why I enjoy so much with the juniors, because they develop so rapidly when they go from having a hard time making contact to getting the ball airborne and actually hitting some shots almost instantly, because they add those foundational issues to what they're doing. Right.
Well, and I feel like that's something that I can kind of attest to. I think last time we talked, I said that, I went out and hit a bag of range balls for the first time in 6 months. It was the first time I'd swung a club, and I was hitting the ball surprisingly well because I do have that foundation of just years and years and years of playing and stuff, that I don't have all the things in my head of, okay, I'm trying to get better at this, or why am I not hitting the ball as far as I want to, or why can't I, shape this shot? It's like, it's just going back to my foundation whenever I take forever off and then I just go swing and just have that foundation to rely on. I feel like, I'm playing surprisingly well.
Right.
And then I play a little bit more and it feels like it gets worse because I'm starting to think about everything. It's like, I was able to go play Quixote last year, which I think was one of the last rounds I played, and I hadn't touched a club. That was end of the summer. I hadn't touched a club in 4 months, and I played surprisingly well. Not amazing, but I was worried I wasn't going to be able to make contact, but I just had that foundation of, okay, let me think about these 1 or 2 things in my head all day and I'll be fine. And I was fine. So
exactly. Yeah. It's like so many times I see people, golfers that probably can't break 90 or maybe even 100. And a buddy's out there trying to show them what to do with their hands and their backswing. And it's like, what are you doing? It's just, that's not going to work out well.
The 16 handicap teaching the 30 handicap.
Yeah,
it doesn't go well. That's
kind of the theory of golf. It's like, I can beat you by 2 strokes, so I'm going to teach you how to swing a club.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I think about, what are your thoughts on, I think, we've talked in the past about, training aids and stuff like that, and, the YouTube golf and the instructional stuff. What are your thoughts on like something I see a lot, maybe it's just my algorithm feeding it to me, is the swing speed trainers, the heavier clubs, there's all kinds of systems. I don't know the names of them, and I don't want to give any free ads, but the stuff that, a lot of it seems to be targeted more towards swing speed, people obsessed with trying to get more swing speed and going through different systems. Do you think that stuff's helpful? Is it more helpful for the lower handicap that's trying to get a little bit more? Should it be something that, maybe not beginners, but, the guy that goes out and shoots 85, 86, is that stuff to stay away from?
I think it's secondary to your actual, how you swing. It's just like, if you actually look at information that matters, distance with your driver is what's more important, is your angle of impact, as opposed to anything else you do.
Yeah.
So, and that comes back to a foundational issue of how you're swinging the golf club. Are you getting real steep with the driver, or, things we talk about? Are you not completing your swing? Are you not accelerating the position you're at impact? Those are the things that actually make the big difference. Now, I'm a little cynical because I came through the 80s of the infomercial day when everyone out there was trying to come up with, what can I come up with to do that infomercial to sell 500,000 of these? And everyone was trying to come up with the next great idea. And I was kind of like behind the wall of everyone thinking about and hearing about, oh, hey, let's try this, let's try that. So are there swing aids out? Yeah, there's stuff out there that helps. But I think, like I talked about, it's like you have a long way to go before you get to that stuff. It's like the guy that can't break 100, spend time learning how to chip and putt.
Right.
And you're going to break 100. There's just some basics. And, it's like I talk to people all the time about, when I start working, expectations. Well, how many times you're going to be able to play, how many times you're going to be able to practice. I can give you all the information and show you everything, and you walk away from a lesson and you come back 5 weeks later to work on it, and that's how often you do it. It's not going to go real well for you. Yeah, can you get a little better? Yeah, maybe. And it's like you have some positive thoughts, but it's like there's a big difference between playing golf twice a week or practicing twice a week and twice a month. That's just the reality of it with anything. So step one is like, what are my expectations? Because the biggest issue with golf is frustration.
Right.
And it's those expectations that typically create that. The guy that came in and he was upset because he shot 96.
Right.
Well, he shoots 95, 98 every time he plays. So what are you getting upset about?
Yeah.
You play once a month. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, I guess, as I'm turning into the old guy, learn to go out and enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, just you're not going to do it for a living. You know, it's like, I know a lot of guys would love to compete and go play against their buddies, and that's fine too, but it's just, that's why they created a handicap system.
Right.
So whether you shoot 78 or 98, you can compete, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
You can still enjoy it. But it's just, I think, you know, and we've talked about this a little bit, maybe golf's lost its way a little bit.
Yeah.
Because of who's setting the tone for it. You know, with everything, you know, centered around tour players and how good they are and what they do, and the golf industry, and coming out with the newest piece of equipment that you have to have, that might not be positive.
Right.
You know, if it's like trying to convince people to come out and get outside, enjoy golf. You know, just like I still see the guys in their carts between shots on their phone.
Yeah.
Guys, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that stem in kind of the obsession with score and stuff. You know, I don't go as far as the whole Zen golf, you know, par is what you make it kind of nonsense. I read
no
that
par
book.
is what's on the scorecard.
Yeah, I read that book. That's fine if you want to do that. But it's like, you know, I don't really keep score when I go out and play. If I'm going to go out and I'm going to tell myself I'm keeping score today, I'm going to keep score. I'm not going to give up after 6 holes. Well, maybe not, but depends on how the day goes.
3 holes.
Yeah. But I think a lot of it, the obsession with it comes from the YouTube golf area of everyone had and I'm guilty of it. I forever ago, I did the whole trying to break par thing. And it's like, I think that became a very easy video for anyone to make of breaking 100, breaking 90, breaking 80. It just became a very easy model for anyone to go out and do that, you know, you didn't have to say, oh, I'm going to try to break par today. It's like any golfer can go out and say, oh, I'm going to try to break 100 and stuff. And, you know, that became very popular that I think it kind of reinvigorated this obsession with score that, you know, I think a lot of people fell into and are just kind of obsessed with lowering their score, lowering their handicap. And if that's what motivates you to get out there and do it, if you like having a goal in front of you, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I think it can become a grind where people are taking it a little too seriously and not just enjoying playing golf.
Well, it's hard not to take it serious when the golf industry says you need this $700 driver.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Yeah.
And in fact, I was thinking about this the other day. A fellow came in, he had one of the new drivers, and it's like, okay, good luck with that. And I'm pulling for you, and and it's all about how far you're hitting it.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, and it's funny because, again, I've been around so long. Let's say starting in 1975, let's pick a date. And that's when I was still playing competitively. And if I look at every introduction of every bit of technology, every new driver, every head, every shaft, every grip, every tee, every ball that told you were going to hit it this much further, if you followed that, you would now be hitting the ball 750 yards off the tee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, so what happened?
Yeah.
Somebody might be hitting it. I mean, look at the statistics.
Yeah.
Most people are still hitting the ball 230 yards.
Well,
maybe 240.
Well, it became the thing of, they're saying, okay, you'll get this much more distance, and they're using a tour player as an example.
Right.
And then it went from the tour player as the example to this robot can hit this driver and this ball in this perfect condition this much further. And it just, and you're right. It's like, it's kind of the cost associated with it that someone's thinking. It's like, okay, I have $2,000 in my golf bag and I'm shooting 93, it's like, that's not fun. And it's like, and at a certain point, it's not when you're just thinking about those things. It's like, that's why it's like, to me, I've become much less obsessed or interested with equipment. And it's like, I've been looking at older clubs and like looking at, oh, that looks like it would be fun to play. And it's like, that's why for forever, it's like I've kept a 3-iron in my bag. I can't hit my 3-iron well, but it's fun to hit. It's fun to go out and try to hit it because I'm not really worried about what I'm shooting. And that's just, it's more fun to me.
Right. And a lot of it is industry driven, and I understand that. You know, I'll sell you a $700 driver, but I might tell you, you know, here's one over here for $250.
Right.
And you might get 2 yards further with that if you want to spend that, go ahead.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's going to be 10 yards further into the field that you have hit it out of bounds, or instead of a 6-iron, you're going to hit a 7-iron into the sand trap, and it doesn't really change your game. But if you enjoy hitting it a little bit further, maybe 5 yards further at max, well then go ahead and spend $700.
Yeah, if you have the money to have the latest line every single year, it's like no one's telling you shouldn't spend your money that way. But I think it is kind of funny when you look at tour players even, and they don't always have the newest line in their bag.
Right.
They might have it in there eventually. And, you know, I think the secret that's not a secret anymore is the stuff the tour players are hitting, it's not what you're buying from the big box store. Some of it might be pretty similar, but that stuff is very, very tailored to that player.
Yeah, unless you're going to California to the fitting station for the tour players and saying, hey, do that to me, and here's my $5,000.
Yeah.
And again, is that going to change your game that much? Probably. I mean, it's true of all the equipment. Look at putters.
Yeah.
You know, some guy wins 3 out of 6 weeks with a putter. Everybody buys that putter.
Yep.
3 weeks later, he's not using that putter anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, it's kind of, to me, it's kind of robbing the joy of actually playing golf.
Yeah.
Which, you know, to me, the purest form is go out and walk 9 holes. Golf courses don't like to hear that either because we have to lease carts, so we have to rent carts.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like every field. If I have this piece of equipment, I have to use it, so I have to convince you to use that piece of equipment.
Right.
You know, but it's like going out and playing 9 holes. I don't care whether it's a muni or a high-end private club.
Yeah.
Just, you know, it's like I can remember still one of my favorite times in golf was at Shaker Heights Country Club outside of Cleveland when I was a teaching assistant there. Once a week, taking a caddy, which was in times I carried my own clubs too when they were gone for the day, and just going out and walking 9 holes. And it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do. I wasn't trying to set the course record. I was just going out and playing golf.
Yeah.
Hitting shots. And that's another thing I tell people all the time now. You know, get a carry bag. Take 5 clubs with you.
Yeah.
You'll learn how to play golf.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have an 8-iron here. Well, you have a 7-iron in the bag.
Yeah.
You know,
you have to figure it out.
Learn how to hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that, you know, we've done here that, you know, might not be in our best interest, but we've done it because we want to promote it.
We do a lot of things that aren't our best interest.
That's true. But no, we've kept the walking rate $15. You know, if you want to go out and walk 9 or 18, it's $15. And we've kept that because we want to promote that form of golf.
Right.
You know, that's something that is actually important to us. It's not just, hey, you can play for just $15. It's not an advertisement thing. It's just we want people to be able to get on the course like that.
Right.
Because yeah, that's how I don't get to play golf very often. The 2 things that I like to do when playing golf, just go out and walk, hit weird shots, you know, try to see what I can do with a carry bag and probably, you know, 10 clubs. And I like to see new courses. It's like those are the 2 things that are important to me because that's what I enjoy. That form of golf and then getting to see course architecture. That's what interests me the most about golf.
Right. And, you know, to me, keeping that price there too it goes back to my history of getting started in golf when I couldn't afford to play golf. I had to figure out how to do it. So I think it was $2.50 to walk 9 holes when I played. And every once in a while, the course owner would say, "Oh, go play another 9," because a couple of the other kids, "You gonna play the other 9?" "Well, I can't."
Yeah.
And he'd like, "Oh, okay, Mark, go ahead and go play." but it's like, yes, that's one of the big issues I had with our junior program, doing it everywhere. Well, golf's too expensive. Then I started thinking about how much does that game console cost?
Yeah.
And how much does every game cost?
Yeah.
They have 15 games, and I don't even know how much that stuff is now, but I know it's outrageous.
It's a lot of money.
and most golf courses, it's like here. It's like, we have a junior rate. You can walk for $10. Yeah. It's like, that's why one of the reasons I bring used clubs in. There's a set of Apex irons. Yeah, it's older clubs, but it's great equipment for $80.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's making the game accessible. But a lot of times golf still has that image of it's kind of out of reach.
Well, and that's why we still have the dollar bin of balls. It's like, are they going to be the best quality in the world? No, but sometimes you just need a dollar ball. It's that's just what you need.
That's funny because a story just popped up. I think it was maybe Golf Digest did it, about rating the new Titleist Pro V1 against a very used Titleist Pro V1. The performance was within 5%.
Huh.
It was fascinating. It's like, and I can remember years ago finding an old Top Flight golf ball that's probably 20 years old in one of the guys' bags I was playing with, one of the older guys. And I said, "I'm going to hit it off the tee." There's no difference. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
But we've gotten into this information age about, details about, for 7% more performance out of this or 2% more distance. And It's like, that doesn't really mean much. Yeah. It really doesn't. And it's kind of like you start getting all that stuff in your head. I get questions all the time, technical questions about equipment and golf balls. And it's just like, okay, I'm to the point where, what do you like the looks of?
Yeah.
If you like the looks of it, hit it.
Yeah.
If the ball feels the way you want, don't read the article, go out and hit it.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, when you're buying a golf club, doesn't matter where, go to a place where you can hit it on the range, not into a net off of carpet.
Right.
Because that's a different environment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just kind of like a bunch of my old guy attitude now, I guess.
Well, I see the value in data at the very highest level, where the margins are so small, where guys are trying to find the half a yard, where that stuff actually matters. At this level, it's what we talk about all the time. It's two different sports. When you're talking about golf at the tour level and you're talking about golf at the everyday golfer level, it's two entirely different sports. And it's like, I think the data there is important. The data here might help you a little bit, but it's probably not going to help you drastically. It might not help you $700 worth. It's just
right. Well, even at the highest level, it's very insignificant.
Yeah.
And my point with that is, go back and look at the videos and footage of that's why I always have the shell golf matches on the TV in the golf shop. It's like George Knudsen back in the 70s, and they have Hogan back in the 60s, and watching those guys play, they're shooting 67s with the stuff they had on golf courses that were 7,000 yards. Yeah. So apparently they figured something out.
7,000 yards and not maintain like anything you see today.
Oh, yeah. And watch them putt.
Yeah.
How they had to like break their wrist to get the ball in motion.
Well, it's like the Pine Valley Wonderful World of Golf is like my favorite video of all time, but I think probably the most insightful one is the Pebble Beach one.
Right.
It's like you see the condition that Pebble Beach was in then, and it's like no one would pay. I don't know what Pebble Beach charges now, but it's like, when you see how extreme golf has become, it's really it's kind of, I don't love it, but that's
go back and watch the Nicholas and Sam Snead shell at Pebble Beach. And it's fascinating. I've probably watched part of it 50 times in the golf shop, and I just keep putting it on. It's amazing to watch, and it's like, look at the shots they're hitting. It's just, and it's like 2-3 under. So they still played the golf course.
Yeah. Yeah, it's neat to go back and find that stuff. But well, I think I'm losing my voice, so we should probably wrap things up before it's totally gone.
That works.
But no, it was a good conversation today. I don't think we complained. Well, you complained in kind of like an old guy way, but
I didn't complain.
We're going to wrap things up. Thanks for listening to another episode of I Hate Golf. It's awesome. My name is Caleb. He's Mark, and we'll see you next time.